What could have been a beautiful morning with family turned out to be an isolated interaction with our electronic devices. Everyone was on their phones or laptops, either working or just scrolling and browsing through the social media. My kids were enjoying their vacation after a demanding year at their school. I was going to plan a trip to the Bahamas, but unfortunately, my company suffered a huge loss, so I had to work thrice than I originally did. My wife was extremely understanding and supportive, offering to help us as well. She was a great consultant who had her own firm, which is why I had no doubt on her abilities. But I did not want to put that amount of pressure on her when she too was a busy person. I felt really bad for my kids, as neither their mom nor their dad were available for them. Whilst I was focused on my project, an idea struck my mind. Since we could not afford to travel for long in the current situation, I thought of bringing the adventure to them. I have sent you the documents. Forward them to the developers and ask them to hire interns. Yes, sir. I will have a meeting with the HR head and ask her team to advise and allow intern applications. Be there during the screening process and shortlist the ones who you think might be suitable. What about the monthly conference? Has that been scheduled? It will take place on the day after our investors have a meeting regarding the strengthening of the company's business. Remind me about the meeting a day before. Tell the R&D team to work with the business analyst and prepare the presentation. Ask them to keep the agenda short and to the point. Sure, sir. Is there anything else you need me to do? If you don't mind, I do need a favor. I need 6 different sized boxes with locks, and they should be able to fit in one another. I will send them to your address soon. Great, thanks. Have a good day ahead. You too, sir. Now that I was free, it was time for me to work on the surprise. My kids were going to go berserk when I would introduce this to them. 2 days later, I was helping Mom to plant the new bonsai seeds in their pots. These species were my absolute favorite and caught my attention, which is why I decided that I was going to become a botanist. I was interested in the world of plants. My brother and I were the polar opposites. He was disgusted by the worms crawling around in the soil and sometimes on the leaves, whilst I stayed away from athletics. There was not a particular reason for my dislike. As I was watching the plants, my phone buzzed with a notification. Are you at home? Yeah? Could you bring my Xbox controller to Toby's house? His controller is damaged. At that moment, I saw Dad talking to Mom, and both of them approached me after their conversation. Where's your brother? Dad asked. He's at Toby's. Do you need something? Ask him to come home immediately. I have planned something for you both. I nod and inform James. Dad wants you to come home. Why? I don't know. He says he has planned something for us. What is it? I don't know. Just come home. I am really curious to find out. In an hour, the 4 of us are standing in our garden, and Dad was holding a paper and observing it. You must be wondering why I gathered you all here, Dad began. Cut to the chase, Dumbledore, Mom interrupted, causing us to burst into laughter. Anyways, ignoring the rude comment, let me introduce you to my own self-made treasure hunting game. He starts clapping, indicating us to do the same. I and James look at each other before slowly clapping. Are we going somewhere for this, or is it limited to our house? James asks. Of course our house, kids. I wouldn't risk putting my little ones in danger. I will be giving you clues through messages. You both have to solve them to get to the final spot. Now, whether you want to hunt individually or together, that is completely up to you guys. What are we hunting for? I asked. That is a secret. With every clue, you will find 6 keys at different spots. Whoever finds the key first will proceed to the next clue. There's a big surprise waiting for you once you reach the final spot. Message me when you find it, and I will reveal the surprise. Are you guys ready? Yes, sir, we say in sync. Dad leaves and sends us a message within a minute, which had the clue. "I'm heading off alone," James says, before running away somewhere. The first key is hidden in the darkest cave where the smallest source of light is enough for you to see inside. Do we get any hints to find this place? Yes, whenever you ask for it. Remember, I will only be giving 2 hints, the first clue and then the helping hint. I started searching all the dark places in our house. The first key is hidden in the darkest cave where the smallest source of light is enough for you to see inside. This was going to be easier than I thought. Anyone with a working brain would know that the place is the attic. I brought the rod to latch its hook at the attic's entrance. I pulled down the handle and opened the stairs for the attic. I was sure that Jenny would never be able to get to the first spot. I duck down when I reach the top and pull the string of the light bulb. As the attic brightens up, I start searching the boxes and drawers. Dad had placed the key behind a box on the windowsill. "I found the first key." I sent him a picture of the key in my palm. "Great, here's your next clue." The second key is enclosed in a space covered with something that is a part of the earth. It is in a tilted baby. James has won the first task. Time for the next clue. The second key is enclosed in a space covered with something that is part of the earth. It is in a tilted baby. Wait, that was so fast. What was the answer to the first clue? The attic. That's not fair. James got a heads up before me. I felt cheated, but I could not do anything about it except for focusing on the next clue. A part of the earth, tilted baby, I mumbled to myself. I first checked the tilted statue on our entrance, but found nothing around it. I emphasized on the tilted baby clue and walked inside my bedroom. As my eyes wandered around the room, they landed on the plant on my window. It was a eureka moment for me when I realized that the plant was only a few days old and its stem was tilted toward the source of light. I scraped the extra soil and found the second key. This is what Dad meant by tilted baby and covered with a part of the earth. I wasted no time and sent him a picture of me with the key. Found it! Wonderful. This is your next clue. The third key is someplace nostalgic to the 2 of you. If this was nostalgic to both of us, it meant we had to work together to find it. I did not want this hunt to create some sort of dispute between us siblings, even though it was me who ran off first to do it alone. The grouping together idea seemed better for the further levels. Let's work together now. Are you with me on this? Yeah, I don't mind doing it as a team. Sorry for running away before. You know how competitive I can get. Don't apologize for that. Come to the living room. We will start from there. Both of us meet and brainstorm to find the place. What spot equally mattered to both of us? I thought out loud. The drawing room? Jenny suggested. We check the room but find nothing. We walk around the garden and the rest of the rooms only to fail every time. We have not checked the roof yet, I say. Jenny agrees and we both rush upstairs. The third key was kept on the swing. When we picked it up and sat on the swing, we remembered that we did have the most fun here. Whenever Mom would get angry at us, we would sneak at night with a tub of ice cream and eat it on the swing. Almost every time, Dad would find us and would join our secret party. I must say, Dad has created some great clues. They have made this hunt more interesting, Jenny said while I sent a picture to Dad. Indeed, his memory power is awesome, I rallied in support. Found this one together. From now on, we are a team. Good choice, kids. On to your fourth clue. The fourth key is hidden with your mom's one true pal. What is that? I asked as I showed the clue to Jenny. Literally nothing is coming to my mind. Ask him for another hint, she said. Can you give us another hint? Fitness. I think this hint must have given this place away. I'm not sure about that. I didn't know you were that ignorant about her lifestyle, Jenny said, amused. She likes to keep herself fit. That means the key is in her gym. I thought about it for a moment. Then what does PAL stand for? Pilates, aerobics, and lifting, I guess. Ha, that makes sense. We head to Mom's gym and search all the gym equipment. At first, I thought that the key attached to the treadmill was not the one for us, until Jenny pointed out that treadmills did not require keys to operate. My brother was unbelievable. Here I was under a false assumption, thinking that he followed Mom's footsteps and became good in athletics. Time to send us the 5th clue, Dad. I thought this hunt would be difficult for you both. How are you guys so quick in finding the keys? We inherited our parents' genius genes. Send the next clue. Okay, here's the 5th one. Find me near the whirlpool for a Lilliput. Where do we find this whirlpool? It can't be the swimming pool for sure, I said. I have a suggestion. James begins. It could either be a sink or a toilet bowl. Smart! We did not find the key in the kitchen, so both of us split up and searched the bathrooms. Got anything yet? No, he must have hid this one very meticulously. It gets harder with the further levels. Should I ask for a hint again? Yeah, do that. Let's just get done with this as soon as possible. Dad, can we get a hint? Sure, your hint is waterfall made of cloth. I switched to the chat with James and forward him the hint. Waterfall made of cloth. That's our hint. Is this our final hint for this round? Correct. Oh well, do you have any idea what this might mean? We should check the shower curtains? I am checking them right now. I stand on the edge of the bathtub and search for the key. I find it hidden in one of the curtain's rings. How many tries did it take you to place the key there? I can't tell you how hard it was to hide. Thought so. I snickered at the thought of him trying to hide it. Your clue for the last key. Find me at the same place as the treasure. I am above the gifted old friend who has seen the changes of the century. After getting the clue, I messaged Jenny. Found it on the curtain ring. Wow! This was our last clue. Find me at the same place as the treasure. I am above the gifted old friend who has seen the changes of the century. Oh, I think I know where that is. Come quickly to the living room. I saw Jenny standing before the pendulum, staring at the box above it. Meet the old friend, and there is our treasure, she said excitedly as she pointed at the box. Last night, I was talking about it with Mom. She told me how it was gifted to our great-great-grandfather and that it has been passed down to the next generations. It was too high for me to get to the box, so we messaged Dad to help us retrieve it. We found the last key above the pendulum. Could you come here and bring it down? On my way. I was busy working in my home office. This treasure hunt idea was good to keep both of them engaged in some activity other than their phones. I hoped that they were enjoying it as much as I had expected. I was on my laptop when I saw the notification from James, assuming it was a message asking for a hint. I was sure they would not be able to find the last key without asking for at least 3 hints, but they proved me wrong. Another hint? My wife asked. No, they found it. There's a high chance that Jenny found it. We were talking about the pendulum yesterday. She must have remembered that. She smirked with pride. I looked at her in disbelief. You knew that was the final spot. She patted my shoulders as I kept whining about the cheating. We walked into the living room, and I brought the box down with some efforts. I asked James to open all the boxes with their respective keys. The more he opened it, the more anxious I became. What if they did not like it? What if I wasted their time? I did not want to see any disappointment on their faces. Okay, the last one remaining. You should open this, Jenny. James gives the box and the key to her. I don't know why, but my hands are sweating all of a sudden, Jenny says as she inserted the key in the small box. With a click, the box lid opens and I take in a deep breath, expecting a different reaction. I see both of their eyes filled with surprise and happiness, which made me release the breath I was holding. Do you guys like it? My wife asks as she waves the tickets in the air. Very much, Jenny said. with James agreeing by saying, "This is the best." All three of them start jumping and screaming in joy. I could not take a long vacation for obvious reasons, but I could gift them a small trip to Disney World. I take out my phone and start typing a message to Henry. "How are things going at the company?" "Better than we expected, sir. The company is almost close to getting back on its tracks, and lots of interns have applied to our company." "Great to know. I was thinking about giving everyone a paid leave for 3 days. What are your opinions on it?" "It is a good step, considering that everyone had to work even during their days off. They will be delighted to know that." "Okay, send everyone an official notice that the company is offering a paid leave for 3 days. That is from this Wednesday to Friday. Saturday will be a half day, and Sunday, as usual, a holiday." "I will get to it right now, sir. Thank you for this." "Enjoy your vacation." I see the three of them still gushing about the trip. When I join, I am attacked by a group hug from Jenny and James. "We really appreciate this, Dad. You are the best," they say. "Anything for my babies. I love you," I say, looking at them, and then looking at my wife. "I love you too, honey."